So in the 33 billion models that people build with dbt, we really think about the cost of that in two ways. The first is the actual cost, right? And so the dollars in compute or data warehouse credits you spend in building those. And the second is that like the mental and operational cost for the teams in maintaining the jobs that build those models and all the time and energy that goes into making sure those things run on time and maintaining those builds across, entire companies. So we think about state-aware orchestration as really like a paradigm shift and changing what it means to build in dbt. And so traditionally, when you build a job, right, that job is kind of dumb. It builds everything that's selected as part of that job. And with state-aware orchestration, what really changes is when you go and do that dbt build, we go and say, hey, based on the data and code state of the models, what's actually going to be different when you build that? And then when we do that build, rather than building everything selected, we only actually build the things that are going to change based on what we know about the project state. So what we really see from our early beta cohorts are like 10% savings just from turning on state-aware orchestration. And what really drives that is the fact that you're no longer building things in the DAG if nothing's changed on the models. And so you can imagine previously you were probably building a whole lot of models where the result was going to be the same. And now with state-aware orchestration, you're building, 20, 30, 40% less models. And those building those less models like directly translates to using less data warehouse compute, and that's really where those 10% savings come from. And so that's really where you can rethink, and some of our beta customers have called this a paradigm shift, like really rethink what does it mean to have fresh data and how do you need to use that across your project. Getting started with state-aware orchestration is really as simple as getting started with Fusion. And so as soon as you're able to upgrade your project to Fusion, it's a simple matter of turning your staging environment onto Fusion, experimenting with state-aware orchestration, and then as soon as you're comfortable with it, putting it on in production, getting those immediate 10% cost savings, and then starting with some of those tune configurations to get an even simpler setup and even more cost savings across your project.